Hi everyone, you're watching CVR News English with me Vasu Kalaru, and I'm presenting you today's school scan. Well, as the coronavirus cases continue to rise in Maharashtra, School Education Minister Varsha Gaikwad has also said schools will not reopen in the state, which has till now reported 15 lakh Covid-19 cases and 40,000 deaths due to disease. And the centre has also announced the closure of all educational institutions including schools, colleges and universities to prevent the spread of coronavirus long back. And where Gaikwad, who While we are exploring various options, it is clear that schools will not open in soon time for the primary class students. According to the senior officials in the State Education Department, reopening schools under the current circumstances is out of question, as there is no sign of pandemic abating, where State Higher and Technical Education Minister Uday Samat also says his department doesn't intend to reopen colleges until the COVID-19 situation is under control. The situation is grim for students who wish to pursue higher studies abroad, as the future depends on the decision taken by the government for abroad education visas. Well, even as the state government and the bureaucracies mull over the solutions, children and parents are worried as they seem to be caught in a quagmire. Well, they have to take an education loan and they are repaying it for a longer duration, and where if they don't get any good grades in the examinations, and there are very less chance to get a job in this COVID circumstances. Well, there must be some technical solution for conducting examinations and tests. Meanwhile, education experts like Kishore Darak also suggest that the state government can club 2 or 3 educational E's so that the concerns of parents about academic loss can be addressed. While the safety of students is imperative, and it is high time that state comes up with a bipartisan approach towards education, and the government must also come with a solution where local officials are authorized to take context-specific decisions like full or partial reopening of schools or alternate day scheduling of classes, among others.
Today, I am going to specially speak about the corona pandemic that has become a big problem all over the world. In these testing times, schools have got a very problematic time. So these are some of the guidelines we would like to give you. So first of all, please remember the point: safety is always better than getting affected. Prevention is always better than the cure. So take care of your health. Once the schools start, you have to be extra careful while sending your ward to the school. First of all, make sure that your ward is perfectly all right. After that, once the school timings come, see that you accompany your ward. And we are extra careful. Management has decided to erect thermal scanners over all the gates. There will be thermal scanners. Only the child shows the perfect temperature he will be in. Soon after that, he will be given sanitizer to wash his hands. So we also, according to the government rules, we will give special timetable to the students so that all students do not come together at a time. We will allow them through different gates. So once they are into the campus, we make sure that class teachers are there in their respective rooms, and even we maintain distance, perhaps 2 to 3 meters from one bench to another bench. And we make sure that there will be not more than one student sitting in the bench. And we see that proper distance is maintained from the student to student, maybe in the manner of zigzag, or if she is made to sit straight, we see the proper distance is maintained. So then after that, during the breaks, we make sure that all the students do not go at a time, and we have different restrooms, more than 3. So we send section by section students. So we'll change the timetable likewise, not everybody following the same timetable, so that nobody will come in contact with each other. Always remember, there are 2 things that you have to come along with. One is the mask. The other one, if possible, try to bring your own sanitizer. So during the breaks, we will see that up to the entrance, there are teachers. After that, there will be auras. We plan to erect an open tap system so that students need not touch the taps automatically. Okay, once they are completed, it will be shut. The water flow will be shut. We maintain that students maintain physical distance. It's a completely different phenomenon coming to the present, because previously schools were completely different. Now there has to be certain change in the schools, and we're very sure and we are very ready to go with the norms that are given by the government. And after that, teachers will be given a training session how to deal with the students. and even we plan maybe online classes or direct classes to the parents based on the availability on how they should bring their children and how they have to face this pandemic and stay safe and fit. So once they come back, we maximum prevent the exchanging of books. We ask the students as well as the teachers not to exchange the books with each other. So once the students leave the class, we make sure once or twice the rooms are sanitized again. And we make sure that if the student doesn't feel well, we inform the parents before the entrance or even if he suffers after the entry into the school to take them back, because always prevention is better. So if student doesn't feel well, it's better to be staying at home than coming to the school. Then while students are left, it's made sure that they will not be left at a time. And we have got, as I told you, 4 or 5 gates. So we make sure that entry is smooth and exit also is smooth. So they go one by one. So we got enough workforce to go on with our works. And parents are requested to stay alert. Do not send your children outside until it's a dire need, because times are not very good. It can attack us in any way. And even if you are prone to that pandemic, do not be worried, because the death rate is very less. Once you're affected by it, it's not a big worry, because in India, the survival rate is about most of the countries. So we wish a wonderful time to the students, and we promise you the best time here in the High School. Hope everybody is doing well. Today, I'm going to specially speak about the corona pandemic that has become a big problem all over the world. In these testing times, schools have got a very problematic time. So these are some of the guidelines we would like to give you. So first of all, please remember the point: safety is always better than getting affected. Prevention is always better than the cure. So take care of your health. Once the schools start, you have to be extra careful while sending your ward to the school. First of all, make sure that your ward is perfectly all right. After that, once the school timings come, see that you accompany your ward. And we are extra careful.
Schools, colleges, educational and coaching institutions in Rajasthan will remain closed for students and regular classes till November 16. And where in the Rajasthan, at least 8 dead and 6 injured after under construction building wall collapse in Jodhpur. Further, swimming pool, cinema hall, theatre, multiplexes, entertainment parks and similar places will also remain closed for activities, where Rajasthan government also said in the statement, where further Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot also directed to take strict action against the sale of firecrackers and also all kind of works which affected the environment, and they also running into fitness to protect the health of coronavirus infected patients and the general public from toxic smoke emitting from them. The tragic suicides of college students because of their inability to take part in online classes have grabbed headlines across the country. An equally profound but silent tragedy has been fallen India's school children, where 8 months have passed since most Indian children last went to school, and their loss isn't just restricted to learning outcomes, where research suggests that for most children, learning less will also mean earning less for an entire lifetime, where a World Bank research also published that earlier this year suggests with South school shuts, South Asian children of 2020 will be poorer by an average of $5,830 by the time they wrap up their work life. Well, people will earn at least around $319 less per year, costing the region over $800 billion over time. India will at least bear more than half of that loss. Around 45% of parents of school students gave their feedback on whether school students be reopened for class 9 to 12 from this February 1st in the Telangana state. And the Telangana state also decision announced on reopening of schools that they are going to allow Telangana schools from 9th standard to get reopened from February 1st, and where the groups of parents association and the school management associations is also trying to report and respond on the decisions of the government made. While addressing the media after distributing the conversations and the technical support to the students at Srivaluru and Vintakonivali villages, the minister says around 45% of parents participated in consultations held at schools across the state.
conduct online classes, but keeping in view about the children that they may get addicted to mobile gadgets. So we may conduct after the reopening of the school to the children who are unable to come to school. After reopening, we take special classes and we shall complete the syllabus. We are ready to conduct online classes, but keeping in view about the children that they may get addicted to mobile gadgets. So we may conduct after the reopening of the school to the children who are unable to come to school. After reopening, we take special classes and we shall complete the syllabus. We are ready to conduct online classes, but keeping in view about the children that they may get addicted to mobile.
Wrong back. And well, Gaikwad, who is
are exploring various options. It is clear that schools will not open in soon time for the primary class students. According to the senior officials in the State Education Department, reopening schools under the current circumstances is out of question, as there is no sign of pandemic abating. Where State Higher and Technical Education Minister Uday Samad also says his department doesn't intend to reopen colleges until the COVID-19 situation is under control. For students who wish to pursue higher studies abroad, as the future depends on the decision taken by the government for abroad education visas. Well, even as the state government and the bureaucracies mull over the solutions, children and parents are worried as they seem to be caught in a quagmire. While they have to take an education loan and they are repaying it for a longer duration, and where if they don't get any good grades in the examinations, and there are very less chance to get a job in this COVID circumstances. Well, there must be some technical solution for conducting examinations and tests. Media education experts like Kishore Dharak also suggest that the state government can club 2 or 3 educational E's so that the concerns of parents about academic loss can be addressed. While the safety of students is imperative, and it is high time that state comes up with a baptism approach towards education, and the government must also come with a solution where local officials are authorized to take context-specific decisions like full or partial reopening of schools or alternate day scheduling of classes, among others.
Today, I'm going to specially speak about the corona pandemic that has become a big problem all over the world. In these testing times, schools have got a very problematic time. So these are some of the guidelines we would like to give you. So first of all, please remember the point, safety is always better than getting affected. Prevention is always better than the cure. So take care of your health. Once the schools start, you have to be extra careful while sending your word to the school. First of all, make sure that your word is perfectly all right. After that, once the school time has come, see that you are continuing your word. And we are extra careful. Management has decided to erect thermal scanners over all the gates. There will be thermal scanners, only the child shows the perfect temperature he will be in. Soon after that, he will be given sanitizer to wash his hands. So we also, according to the government rules, we'll give special timetable to the students so that all students do not come together at a time. We will allow them through different gates. So once they are into the campus, we make sure that class teachers are there in their respective rooms, and even we maintain distance, perhaps 2 to 3 meters from one bench to another bench. And we make sure that there will be not more than one student sitting in the bench. And we see that proper distance is maintained from the student to student, maybe in the manner of zigzag. Or if he is made to sit straight, we see that proper distance is maintained. So then after that, during the breaks, we make sure that all the students do not go at a time. And we have different restrooms, more than 3. So we send section by section students. So you see the timetable likewise, not everybody following the same timetable so that nobody will come in contact with each other. Always remember there are 2 things that you have to come along with. One is the mask. The other one, if possible, try to bring your own sanitizer. So during the breaks, we will see that after the entrance, there are teachers. After that, there will be auras. We plan to open tap system so that students will not touch the taps automatically. Okay, once they are completed, they will be shut. The water flow will be shut. We maintain that students maintain physical distance. It's completely different from now coming to the present, because previously schools were completely different. Now there has to be certain change in the schools, and we're very sure and we are very ready to go to the norms that are given by the government. And after that, teachers will be given a training session how to deal with the students, and even plan maybe online classes or direct classes to the parents based on the availability on how they should bring their children and how they have to face this pandemic and stay safe and fit. So once they come back, we maximum prevent the exchange of books. We ask the students as well as the teachers not to exchange the books with each other. So once the students leave the class, we make sure once or twice the rooms are sanitized again. And we make sure that if the student doesn't feel well, we inform the parents before the entrance, or even if he suffers after the entering into the school, to take them back. Because always prevention is better. So if student doesn't feel well, it's better to be staying at home than coming to the school. Then while students are left, it's made sure that they will not be left at a time. And we have got, as I told you, 4 or 5 gates. So we make sure that entry is smooth and the exit also is smooth. So they go one by one. So we got enough workforce to go on with our works. And parents are requested to stay alert. Do not send your children outside until it's a dire need. Because times are not very good. It can attack us in any way. And even if you are prone to that pandemic, do not be worried, because the death rate is very less. Once you're affected by it, it's not a big worry, because in India, the survival rate is about most of the countries. So we wish a wonderful time to the students, and we promise you the best time here in the High School. Hope everybody is doing well. Today, I'm going to specially speak about the corona pandemic that has become a big problem all over the world. In these testing times, schools have got a very problematic time. So these are some of the guidelines we would like to give you. So first of all, please remember the point, safety is always better than getting affected. Prevention prevention is always better than the cure. So take care of your health. Once the schools start, you have to be extra careful while sending your ward to the school. First of all, make sure that your ward is perfectly all right. After that, once the school time has come, see that you are continuing your ward. And we are extra careful.
Schools, colleges, educational and coaching institutions in Rajasthan will remain closed for students and regular classes till November 16. And where in the Rajasthan, at least 8 dead and 6 injured after under construction building wall collapse in Jodhpur. Further, swimming pools, cinema hall, theatre, multiplexes, entertainment parks and similar places will also remain closed for activities. The Rajasthan government also said in their statement, where further Chief Minister Ashok Gehlots also directed to take strict action against the sale of firecrackers and also all kind of works which affected the environment, and they also running into fitness to protect the health of coronavirus infected patients and the general public from toxic smoke emitting from them. Tragic suicides of college students because of their inability to take part in online classes have grabbed headlines across the country. An equally profound but silent tragedy has been following India's school children, where 8 months have passed since most Indian children last went to school, and the loss isn't just restricted to learning outcomes. Well, research suggests that for most children, learning less will also mean earning less for an entire lifetime. Well, a World Bank research also published that earlier this year suggests with South school shuts, South Asian children of 2020 will be poorer by an average of $5,813 by the time they wrap up their work life.
People will earn at least around $319 plus per year, costing the region over $800 billion over time. India will at least bear more than half of that loss. Around 45% of parents of school students gave the feedback on whether school students will reopen for class 9 to 12 from this February 1st in Telangana state. And the Telangana State also decision announced on the opening of schools that they are going to allow Telangana schools from 9th standard to get reopened from February 1st. And where the groups of parents association and the school management associations is also trying to report and respond on the decisions of the government made. Well, addressing the media after distributing the conversations and the technical support to the students at Suraluru and Vintakoniwala villages, the minister says around 45% of parents participated in consultations held at schools across the state. conduct online classes, but keeping in view about the children that they may get addicted to mobile gadgets. So we may conduct after the reopening of the school. So the children who are unable to come to school, after reopening we take special classes and we shall complete the syllabus. We are ready to conduct online classes, but keeping in view about the children that they may get addicted to mobile gadgets. So we may conduct after the reopening of the school. So the children who are unable to come to school, after reopening we take special classes and we shall complete the syllabus. We are ready to conduct online classes, but keeping in view about the children that they may get addicted to mobile.